What's up YouTube, and welcome to game number 3 of our series Why Are You Losing Your Ranked Games. Today we have a way higher elo match compared to the first two games. Myriad is Conqueror 1 and the opponent XJST is currently Diamond 3. And we're playing on Wetlands. Myriad is playing the English versus the Ottomans for XJST. So first, some few informations about Wetlands in general. On Wetlands, there are not as many sheep as on other maps. You have a few sheep around the TC, but that's mostly it. I think you have like 5-6 sheep on your side of the map, and so does the opponent have 5 to 6 sheep. What does this mean? You don't have too many sheep around your base, but there are a lot of small ponds with fish inside. You have deers and a lot of berries outside of your base. But that means you have to get out of the map to get your food income. So, aggressive civs can benefit from this a lot, because if the opponent has to go out, you can punish him with a good aggression. As you can see here, Myriad is already going for Dark Age barracks. That means he's trying to put some pressure with Dark Age men-at-arms, because as I said, the food is outside of the TC range, but sometimes the gold can spawn in TC range. So, for example, if you go for men-at-arm rush as English, the first thing you want to deny versus your opponent is always try to deny him from gold. So, his feudal age is delayed. The problem is, if your opponent has the gold in his TC range, your early men-at-arms are not doing anything. So, what does this mean? If you make a men-at-arm as English in the Dark Age, your feudal age gets delayed for around 35 to 40 seconds. You have to invest 100 food and 20 gold, and that will set you behind. So right now Myriad has only one man-at-arm. He lost his scout trying to scout where his opponent's gold is. So right now he's remaking a scout because he has to get the information where his early man-at-arm has to attack. Because right now he has no information where the opponent is, where his resources are located, and he can't just run in with his man-at-arm without vision. So that's why he has to make a second scout that sets him up even more behind. Not only he's making a man-at-arm that costs him like 40 seconds to his feudal age timing, he also has to reproduce another scout, so he is missing on one villager circle as well. So the Ottoman player is scouting out and probably saw the man-at-arm from the English coming. That is why XJST is sending 7 villagers to gold right now, because he has to get the first 100 gold to get his age up. And one man-at-arm is not able to stop these 8 villagers from gathering 100 gold in total. So as long as the Ottoman player is paying attention, he's not going to lose any villager here, and he's able to get 100 gold for his age up. We can see he only needs, he already has the gold he needed. So, Myriad is actually getting some value out of these men-at-arm. One villager is going down. The Ottoman player didn't pay attention there. So in the end, a okay-ish trade. One villager kill in the early game is obviously big. Don't forget, on the other side, Myriad had to remake his scout, so he is also missing one villager. So, but now we can see the man-at-arm has nothing to attack, because XJST still has a few sheep remaining, but as soon as the sheep run out, he has to get out of the map and go for the fish or the deer or the berries. So, because he went for the early man-at-arms, that means his feudal age is already delayed, as we spoke about. So right now we can see he's trying to get to feudal age. He is about to run out of food. That is the problem on this map, because we can see right now he has no more food under his town center, and it's minute 3 mark. He still has one more sheep here and here, but yeah, this is not going too well for Myriad at this point. And now he also had a second man-at-arm, but what are these men-at-arms achieving? There's nothing to attack at this moment. I think in the future he can probably go for the stone, and as soon as XJST is going out on the map, he can obviously attack the fish or the berries or wherever he's going. The good part about Ottoman is he is going for the twin minaret madras. That means he has some safe food income where he don't have to worry about being attacked. He has very sparse around his landmark. He has a good gathering rate on these. That means he is a little bit secured for the food department. let's speed it up a little bit. Nothing too much going on at this point. We can see Myriad is still not aging up yet. That's how much it delays you. If you go for 2 men-at-arms, you lose your scout and you have to remake one. That also means that the Ottoman player right now is pretty safe. Like, if you go for early man-at-arm on this map, as I said, it's always a gamble because sometimes the gold can spawn into the TC range. If you look on Myriad's side, his gold is probably in TC range. So if sides were switched and the Ottoman player would go for the Dark Age attack, he could probably not deny the gold from Myriad. But now, on the other side, this gold is out of TC range. That means the attack from Myriad could have worked if he would have been there earlier. Against good players, they will scout forward and see if you're going for a man-at-arm rush. So you're probably never gonna deny the gold to get them to feudal age, but you can still put some pressure on them. You can deny future gold for upgrades, you can deny stone, yeah. You can also deny the good food income from the food here, and yeah. So you can see the Ottoman player right now is in feudal age. He should probably go for an archery range or a stable here really soon. He's deciding to go for a stable, because sooner or later English will have longbows coming, so you have horsemen prepared already. And Myriad is actually losing 1 man-at-arm here to the Town Center Fire. He was too greedy, going for that house kill. So right now, there's only 1 man-at-arm left, and as we can see on the other side of the map, Myriad is just aging up to feudal. He still needs 50% of the landmark to be finished, and it's already 5 minutes and 25 seconds into the game. So right now, the Ottoman player gets a lot of time. He's trying to go for stone now to get some military schools going. Probably wants to add more production buildings. And probably wants to be fully aggressive here, because if you are aggressive, you can go on the map and get the good resources. You have insane gathering rate on the shoreline fish from your villagers. That means if you get your villagers on the shoreline, they will gather 1 food per second. This is the highest gathering rate the villagers can get in the game. So that means if you are aggressive on wetlands, you have map control, and that means you can be greedy and try to go out on the map and get the good food income and get your economy rolling. And yeah, now we can see blacksmith is coming out. The Ottomans obviously get the production rate bonus around the blacksmith if they place the production buildings there, and XJST is going for exactly that. So first Sipahi is in production, and we can see the English player is still not in feudal age. So was the man-at-arm in Dark Age worth it in the end? It's hard to say. He killed 1 villager here, let's not forget that. He denied the gold income for now. But he is not able to put any pressure on right now. So if he's just going for a standard feudal age timing for the English, no Dark Age aggression, he could have a few longbows already and try to snipe some villager or force some idle time for XJST on the other side. But he went for the Dark Age man-at-arms right now, and that gives the Ottoman player a lot of time. As soon as the military schools comes down for the Ottomans, they will get a lot of units out on the field, and it's going to be really hard to stop them. So if you play versus Ottomans, you always have to scout what they are going for. Are they going for a second town center? Are they trying to go for a feudal all-in and try to kill you? It's really important to get information, not only versus the Ottomans obviously. It's always important to get information about what your opponent is doing, but especially versus Ottomans, it's really important to keep in track on what they are doing. So Myriad reached the feudal age, is starting to produce some longbows. We can already see him being out on the map here on the fish, because he has no more food under his town center. The Ottoman player has his twin minaret, so he has some secured food. He only has 2 villagers on it though. You can get up to 4 villagers on it, and the berries won't deplete. So if you send 5 here, the berries will run out at some point. If you have 4, they always respawn by the time they are finished. So 4 villager on this landmark is the best number, so you're never running out of food and the villagers are not going idle. So right now we can see the man-at-arm got cleaned up by the Sipahi here. That means XJST is now able to go on the stone and gather some stone for his military schools. So Myriad is trying to produce a little army to be either a little bit aggressive or try to defend himself, because he's aware the Ottoman player has horsemen now. That means he automatically has map control. We can also see Myriad right now is going for stone. That means he's probably trying to go for a second town center here. And we will see if it's gonna be enough for him to not die to an Ottoman push. So we can see right now the Mechter is out. That means the Ottoman units have increased movement speed, attack speed, or melee or ranged armor. So English is most of the times playing an infantry unit comp. That means they are either going for longbow spearmen or longbow men-at-arms. That means their units are really slow. So if the Ottoman player is playing horsemen and Mechter, or archer and Mechter, you always have to think about longbows are slower than archers. So if we click on one archer here, I mean this one has a buffed movement speed rate right now. Do we find another one? Is there any archer? Okay, let's check on the longbow first. So we can see the longbow has 1.12 tiles movement speed per second. Longbows are slower. We have one archer for the Ottoman here. They have 1.25. So that means the normal archers can always outmove the longbows. The longbows have the better range though, so if they can micro properly, you're still gonna have a rough time. But that being said, with the Mechter, the units are even faster. So that means if you get out of position with your army once versus the Ottomans, and they have an eye on your army and they are flanking you, you're gonna lose your army most of the times. Because the Ottoman units with the Mechter are so fast, it's super important to position yourself well to not lose your army. So Myriad is off stone here for the moment because the Ottoman player was putting on some pressure, but the plan is still the same. He is trying to go for a second TC and he has 10 villagers right now on stone. Myriad on the other side is trying to prepare an attack, trying to go in on the stone villagers from the Ottoman player here. We can see the eco count right now is pretty equal. One villager went down though, so yeah, it's still pretty even game. So let's see what's coming next. I expect Myriad to go out here and try to attack soon. Yes, he is going to attack right now. Let's see if he can find some damage here. Okay, this looks like this is going to be great value here. First villager is going down, second one to fall. There's going to be 3 dead villagers and the entire woodline is idle. So this was a really good attack here for Myriad. Yeah, 4 villagers went down in the end. The entire woodline is idle. So great attack for Myriad overall. But now he has to worry about not losing his army. Because his unit comp is slow. He is playing longbows and spearmen. And as we spoke about it already, the Ottoman player has a good mobility with the Mechter. And he can probably try to chase down the units here. Now, there is potential for more villagers to go down. Another villager is actually going down. 2 more villagers going down. So in the end, Myriad killed 6 villagers with this attack here. So this is overall great value. So we know Myriad is going for a second town center. So right now he found great value with 8 of his military units. He killed 6 villagers. The problem is right now he has only 6 longbows and 1 spearman left. So he is in the end losing this army. So what does it mean? He gave the Ottoman player damage, he forced a lot of idle time and he killed 6 villagers. But he went for a second TC on the other side himself. So right now he is losing his army here. And because he is going for a second TC, he doesn't have too many resources to reproduce his army. So right now the Ottoman player didn't lose any army. He lost some villagers though. So his eco is a little bit weaker. But he still got the army mass. And now the problem is, or not the problem, now Myriad just has to try to not die. Because right now he is losing his army. And right now he just has to be super defensive. He knows he is on 2 town centers, so his eco will be better. He just has to survive. He's actually getting a good trade here. The archers from the Ottoman player are not fighting. But yeah, we can see right now the units are just going down here. This should be an easy job for the Sipahi and the archers. Should probably pull the spearmen back just to not lose the units, because the longbows do bonus damage versus the spearmen. Myriad killed 2 sheep here as well. So yeah, he could have traded some more army for his army here. But now we can see it's 6 to 12 army. You think this is not that big of a difference, but you don't have to forget that the Ottoman player is on double military school now. That means he is getting 3 units on top of being ahead already. We can see 5 villager lead for Myriad right now, but the Ottoman player is doing the correct move right now, and he's going out on the map and try to attack the English player. XJST is aware of the fact that Myriad was mining stone. He's not aware where the TC is yet. He has a scout with his army, so he will find it out eventually. But now we can see Myriad is just playing defensive, trying to get some more units out and just try to defend himself. Because he invested 750 resources for a second town center, and he also has to invest more food to keep the villager production up. So he saw this stone outcropping, so he is aware that Myriad mined 400 stone. So this speaks for a second TC. Right now he should scout where the second TC is and try to punish it. First eco upgrades being grabbed, also some blacksmith upgrades coming through. Going for the iron undermesh, super important upgrade. If you play versus the English town center has double the arrows fired. So that means diving under English town center is super scary. So the +1 ranged armor is a super important upgrade. And now we can see the Ottoman player is about to scout the English second TC. And if we yeah. He doesn't have the vision yet, but the town center is about to start shooting at it, so he will be aware of his second TC location. We can see the English player is garrisoning the villagers, so he's taking damage and he's aware, okay, the second town center is here, and my guess is he's trying to punish that as quickly as possible. He's taking a lot of free damage here, a lot of unnecessary damage. He almost lost 1 Sipahi. But in the end, no unit went down. We can see the Mechter has the ranged armor, so that means the Sipahi have 4 ranged armor already, so the TC is not doing too much damage here at this point. So we can see the economy count is escalating more and more for Myriad. The villager numbers are starting to grow, and we want to see right now what the Ottoman player can do against it. He's finding some raids into his woodline. Myriad is trying to defend with his villagers, but versus the Sipahi with the fortitude upgrade, or active, not upgrade, it's probably not the best trade. So good value here from the Sipahi. It looks like the Ottoman player is trying to go for a siege attack here with some rams. Let's see what he is going for. So far, he has no siege engineering, so let's see if he is going to get it at some point. You can see the 3rd military school is up already. That means we have a lot of free units coming out here for the Ottoman player. We can see he is trying to go for a lot of archers and just for some Sipahi to tank and as a front line, but his main army here is archers. We can see Myriad is trying to intercept the reinforcements here of XJST, so this is great for him. And we can see right now we have 9 villager lead and we only have 10 army disadvantage. But now, this is exactly what I was speaking about earlier. So Myriad went for the correct move and he tried to intercept the reinforcements of the Ottoman player. But now the movement speed of the Ottoman is coming in clutch, and we can see because Myriad went out on the map, he is completely out of position now. All his archers are exposed, the spearmen are getting sniped by the archers, so that means his archer mass or his longbow mass is about to go down. And that is all because of the high movement speed of the Ottoman units. He's trying to micro the best what he can here, but in the end this trade was really good for XJST. And that was exactly what I was speaking about. This is the high risk you have to take when you play versus Ottomans. There was no reason to move out at this point. You are on 2 town centers, your economy is better, you are setting up farms already, you fight in your base, that means you have the network of castles, your units have more attack speed, you just have to defend at this point. And this is the reason Myriad is probably losing this game. He went for a greedy approach, going for a second town center. It could have worked if he was not greedy and didn't move out. But right now, we can see this fight was really good for XJST. We can see the destroyed value here in the bottom left. And right now we can also see a 20 pop army lead for the Ottomans. We can see right now XJST is grabbing siege engineering. That means he wants to try to take down the second TC with some ramps here. And we can see right now he has a lot of archers. And the English player has to transition to farms. That means his unit production is also hurt from that. And yeah, the ramps are being prepared. We have a 30 army difference. It's gonna be super hard for Myriad to defend this here. But let's see what he can pull off. It's always painful here to fight into the stealth forest if you have no scout close by or the woodlines are surrounding it. So you don't have the vision about your opponent's army. But yeah, at this point, it's just the mass. The English men-at-arms can do a lot of tanking here. The problem is the Ottoman player has such a big mass. He also has mech debuffs on his units. So right now we can see, even though the men-at-arms are tanking all the archer shots and they have the ranged armor upgrade, it's just too much. We can see there's no protection for the longbows here, no spearmen are out on the field. That means the longbows are going down to the Sipahi, and right now the army of Myriad is gone. That means the second TC is about to go down, and the game is over here in just a second. Let me pause real quick before I get kicked out of it. So, the main issue here for Myriad was, first of all, his Dark Age men-at-arm aggression didn't do much. The gold was gathered to go Feudal Age by the time his men-at-arm arrived. He also lost his gold early. That means he had to reinvest into another one because he has to get the information where to attack and where the resources of the Ottoman players are located. So, his Feudal Age was completed by minute 6. So, that is obviously super late compared to a 4 minute 10 seconds age up for the English if you're not going for a Dark Age barracks and men-at-arms. So, if you go for the Dark Age aggression and it's not working, you give the Ottoman a lot of time to set up their production buildings, their military schools, they cost a lot of resources, and they need some time to keep rolling. So, because the men-at-arms didn't achieve anything, the Ottoman player had the time to set up his economy and his production buildings, and then it's super hard for the English to resist that, because the free units and the normal unit production, it's super hard to keep up with it. Then he also traded his army for some villagers, and as I said, you can take this trade, but he made one mistake. He moved out on the map, and we spoke about this 2 times already now. If you are out of position versus the Ottomans, you will lose your army in the end. They can just outmove you because their units are so fast and you're playing a super slow army comp anyway, that you have to really think about twice where you move with your army if you play against the Ottomans. And yeah, we can see right now that the Ottoman player is out of the map. He is gathering the fish. That is because he has map control. He is pushing Myriad, and Myriad has to make the farm transition going already. That means he is not able to get the good food on the map. And in the end, the Ottoman player is just outmassing the English because he went also for 2 town centers. That means he has not the economy in the beginning to keep up with the unit production. That's it for the 3rd game of my YouTube series, Why Are You Losing Your Ranked Games? Today we had a Conqueror 1 versus a Diamond 3, so a good high elo game. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Feel free to give me some feedback, and I hope to see you in the next one. Peace.